This is PvPLegacy, a popular Minecraft server on the latest versions, where you can create your own custom kits and duel other players in them. These can range from standard tier testing kits, with slight nuances that better suit the user, to a completely random slew of items, which can be confusing to even the player who created it. However, Legacy actually has a free-for-all server also known as OP Kit PvP. I'll be abbreviating free-for-all as FFA for the remainder of the video. Most FFA servers use pretty standard kits, but Legacy has one of the most unique assortments of them all. Want to practice your sword skills? Heavy gives you the best armor of any kit and one of the weakest swords, so it allows you to take long fights to practice combos. Need to get a feel for playing with speed? Ninja kit is very strong and allows you to strafe around people really easily. Do you want to be annoying and have no fun? Play Barbarian! The point I'm getting at is there's a multitude of kits which each have their own unique playstyles, but which should you play and which are actually worth using? I've decided to rank these kits based on how useful they are in the FFA server itself, as opposed to how strong they are in a one-on-one fight against the other kits. This felt like the logical decision, as most of the time on PvPLegacy, it's realistic to get your teamed on, have a fight interrupted, or get your kill stolen. Without further ado, let's start with a simple kit. This is Pawn, the glass cannon. Pawn is both the strongest sword of any kit and arguably the weakest set of armor. If you're confident in your sword skills, and want to rack up kills quickly, you can't go wrong with it. Something you should know is that the amount of hearts you heal from getting a kill is based on how much damage you inflict in total, meaning it's very good at stealing kills from others and keeping your health up. That being said, Pawn is seen as an easy kill to many other kits on the list, so it's not very beginner friendly. Pawn is a solid A tier. Next up we have Marksman, the sharpshooter. This kit was recently changed, and while I believe it used to be a strong B tier, let me tell you it's different. This kit uses a crossbow which you can offhand while fighting with your sword. Originally, Marksman utilized harming 2 arrows which dealt very high damage to every kit. However, the recent changes changed it to slow 4 arrows. The playstyle has changed from being able to play very aggressively to becoming a slow methodical killer. However, I'll be keeping Marksman in B tier for reasons I'll explain at the end of the video. On paper, Archer is a very powerful kit. After all, it has 16 arrows and a power 2 bow which deals large chunks of damage at a time. It only takes around a quarter of your arrows to completely kill a ninja. The truth is, Archer actually used to be even stronger, and yet has never been a problem, but why? In a one-on-one fight with a bow player, you're very likely to die. However, in FFA, people tend to gang up on range kit players as their armor set and weapon aren't suited for melee. In other words, you're an easy kill for kits like Heavy, Ninja, and Pawn. Archer has a very solid niche and can get some pretty advantageous fights if played correctly, but the rate at which you'll get kills is much slower than other safer options, which places it next to Marksman in the B tier. Both kill very slowly up close, are forced to avoid melee, and can't safely take on multiple targets at once. Alright, enough with the boring range kits, let's talk about everyone's favorite speed crutch, Ninja! If you're active in the PvPLegacy FFA community, you've definitely had your fair share of experience with speed players. Majority of them suck and are terrible without it. No matter how many times they nerf this kit, it will remain one of, if not the best kit on the server. Having Speed 2 allows you to enter and exit fights extremely easily. You can outpace other players, bait hits, get easy combos, and rack up kill streaks super quickly. It'll often lose trades against good players who can jump reset, but you have speed and can simply avoid the better players. In fact, this is the 121 kill streak I got using Ninja. It's easily S tier, and I think any experienced FFA player would agree. Legacy's Kit PvP server has a few custom mechanics, one of them being hunger. If you enter combat and try to run away, your hunger will quickly drain, allowing your enemy to catch up to you. However, by hitting another player, you can slowly replenish your hunger, and in Ninja's case, reset your speed timer. That's right, Ninja can straight up break the system made to disincentivize running by running. This hunger mechanic is another reason range kits aren't very good anymore. Ranged projectiles used to replenish your hunger as if it were a melee hit. This allowed kits like Archer, Marksman, and Spearman to run infinitely. However, Spearman is what I believed caused this mechanic to be introduced in the first place. This kit using a loyalty trident of all things terrorized the server for months on end. I would know, because I was the one doing it. Spearman was the kit I used to achieve my 4.0 KD, even when I was still new to the game. Even after the hunger changes, this kit remains a very solid option. The trident comes out very quickly as opposed to other ranged weapons, unless you start combos on players or get chip damage while running away. For causing V-Storm to crash out and quit the server, Spearman gets A tier, right above Pawn. Barbarian is the worst kit in the game. This kit is condemned to F tier and is the only kit down there. Nothing comes close to how awful it is. The only practical use of this kit is when you have an extremely unstable ping and teleport every few seconds, so you're guaranteed to trade hits with players and win. While the axe is the highest single damage weapon in all of FFA, pawn deals more damage per second, and the speed 1 Barbarian grants is outclassed by the speed 2 Ninja has. There is zero reason to use this kit, even if you can consistently combo players with axe weak hits. You're better off using Ninja or Pawn for a more consistent version of this playstyle. Moving on, let's talk about arguably the best kit in the game. Spoiler, it's heavy. It's S tier, but how is a kit with nothing but a sword the best? With all the teamfights you're bound to take in FFA, Heavy takes the least amount of damage and can handily win 2v1 and even 3v1 situations if you play good enough. It takes the least damage from all projectiles and can even sometimes survive a mace hit. Yes, there's a mace in FFA.
Stop!
Let's keep craft.
You're a fucking no! I can't escape. Fiend.
Bro.
This is one of the best options for getting a solid KD ratio or going for a kill streak, contested only by Ninja. Hi, future maloryna here. While I was working on this video, 2 new kits came out. Let's talk about them. Alchemist is good. I believe it's pretty in A tier. This kit gives you 2 harming potions and 2 healing potions. You can dish out a whopping 6 hearts of damage to a pawn by hitting them with both harming potions, and heal yourself for 4 hearts every fight, as your potions refill after each kill. And lastly, Crusher. This kit has the mace, the deadliest weapon in Minecraft. Whoa. It's C tier, it's not good. It's the only kit with netherite armor in FFA, and it's somehow just as bad, if not worse than Pawn, despite having a much worse sword, which has knockback for some reason? On release, this kit was honestly fun to use and pretty good. You'd speed 1 to combo players off ledges, and then jump on their heads using the mace.
You got nowhere to run, pal? Yeah, I'm what? Where are you going, bro? I'm not gonna move. Stop. Nah, I'm okay, thanks. Hey! Hey!
Wait, no, I'm not fine. Wait, you're an idiot.
Ow! Up we go!
Now you send them flying too far off the ledge and can't reach them and end up dying to fall damage or getting jumped because people do not like mace users. This is what my list looked like before Marksman change and the addition of Alchemist and Crusher. And my finalized list looks like this. Well, originally I had Marksman and Archer in separate tiers. The addition of the mace has shifted Archer up because it is that bad. The Marksman changes caused it to drop to the same tier as Archer. If you think my list is bad, make sure to leave a dislike and a comment that I won't read. I'm joking, I read all the comments, even the mean ones. Please be nice. The recent growth from my latest video has been very heartwarming and I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching.